It happens every single night. You are holding your baby, rocking them gently. The room is dim and quiet, and you can feel their body getting heavier in your arms. Their breathing is slowing down. Their eyelids are getting heavy. They are almost there. And then it happens. Their eyes open, fully, and they find you. They lock onto your face with an intensity that feels almost impossible for someone so small and so tired. They are not startled. They are not upset. They are just looking at you, deeply, quietly, completely. And you sit there in the dark, holding this tiny person who should be asleep, but instead is staring at you like you are the most important thing they have ever seen. And something about it moves you in a way you cannot quite explain. But underneath that feeling, there is always a question. What is happening right now? What does this mean? Why do they do this every single night without fail? Today, I am going to answer that question completely. And I want to warn you right now, the answer is going to make you see these bedtime moments in a way you will never be able to forget. Because what your baby is doing in those final moments before sleep is one of the most profound things a human being can do for another human being. And most parents go their entire lives without knowing it. To understand what is really happening when your baby stares at you while falling asleep, you first need to understand something about the nature of sleep itself and why it is such a vulnerable experience for a baby. Sleep is not just rest. For a human being, and especially for a very young human being, falling asleep requires something that we do not often think about consciously. It requires a sense of safety. The brain, even as it prepares to lose consciousness, is running a quiet background check on the environment. Is this a safe place to let my guard down? Are the conditions right to be vulnerable? Is the person or place around me trustworthy enough to surrender to sleep? For adults, this check happens so automatically that we barely notice it. We get into our bed, in our home, with our familiar sounds and smells around us, and the brain says yes, this is safe, and we drift off. But for a baby, the world is still largely unknown. Every environment is relatively new. Every sensation is still being cataloged and assessed. And the brain's safety check is not automatic yet. It is active, deliberate, and it requires real input to resolve. And the most powerful input a baby's brain can receive in that moment, the single most effective signal that the world is safe enough to sleep, is the face of the person they love most. When your baby finds your face in those last moments before sleep, their brain is not wandering. It is working. It is doing something that neuroscientists call visual anchoring, using a known, trusted, emotionally significant image as a reference point to calm the nervous system. Your face, specifically, carries an enormous amount of neurological weight for your baby. From the very first days of life, your baby's brain began building what researchers call a face template, a detailed neural map of your specific features, your expressions, the way your face moves when you talk, the way it looks when you are calm. This template is stored in some of the most primitive and powerful parts of the brain, and when your baby sees your face in a moment of vulnerability, when they are tired and their defenses are low and sleep is pulling at them, that template activates, and it sends a signal through the nervous system that is as clear and as calming as anything in nature. You are here. I know you. I am safe. And that signal is what allows them to finally let go and fall asleep. But there is something even deeper happening here. Something that goes beyond neuroscience and into the territory of pure human connection. Around 2 to 4 months of age, babies begin to develop what psychologists call social referencing in its earliest form. They start to use the faces of their caregivers not just for comfort, but for information. They look at you to understand how to feel about a situation. If you look calm, they feel calm. If you look worried, their nervous system picks that up too. And bedtime is one of the situations where this referencing is most active. Because sleep, for a baby, is a kind of disappearance. They do not fully understand yet what sleep is. They only know that consciousness fades, the world goes dark, and something unknown happens until they wake again. And every night, before they surrender to that unknown, they look at you. They are asking you something without words. They are saying, "Is this okay? Is it safe to go?" And when you look back at them with a calm, warm, present expression, when you do not look away, when you do not rush them, When you simply hold their gaze and let your face say what your voice cannot, you are answering them. You are saying, yes, it is safe. I am here. You can go. And they do. They close their eyes and they go because you told them it was okay. Now here is something that very few parents ever hear, and it is perhaps the most beautiful part of everything I am going to tell you today. The staring that your baby does as they fall asleep is not random across all faces. It is not simply a response to any nearby visual stimulus. Research on infant gaze behavior has consistently shown that in the moments before sleep, babies show a strong and specific preference for the face of their primary attachment figure. Not just any face. Your face. They are not staring at you because you happen to be there. They are staring at you because you are the one they chose. Because somewhere in the architecture of their developing brain, your face has been encoded as the safest thing in their world, the thing most worth looking at when everything else is falling away. And the fact that they find you, specifically you, in those final conscious moments of the day, that is not a coincidence. That is attachment. That is your baby telling you, in the only language they have, that you are their person. There is also a physiological dimension to this that is worth understanding, because it explains why the staring can feel so intense, so locked in, so different from ordinary looking. In the transition between wakefulness and sleep, the brain passes through a state called hypnagogia, a threshold state where consciousness is loosening but not yet gone. In adults, this state often produces vivid imagery, sudden muscle jerks, or that falling sensation that wakes you up just as you drift off. In babies, this threshold state produces something different. Their sensory processing becomes heightened in certain ways, even as it begins to withdraw in others. Visual focus can actually sharpen briefly during this transition, which is why your baby's stare can feel so penetrating in those last moments. Their gaze is not wandering. It is anchored. And the anchor they have chosen, again and again, night after night, is your face. Because their brain knows, even in this threshold state between waking and sleeping, that your face is the one image worth holding onto as long as possible before the lights go out. So what does this mean for you as a parent? It means that those moments in the dark, when you are tired and you have been rocking for longer than you planned, and you just want your baby to close their eyes and sleep, those moments are not delays. They are not your baby being difficult or fighting sleep or testing you. They are your baby doing something ancient and profound and deeply necessary. They are memorizing you. They are downloading your face one more time into the part of their brain that keeps them safe. They are saying goodnight in the only way they know how, by looking at you until they physically cannot keep their eyes open anymore. And every time you stay, every time you do not look away, every time you let your face be the last thing they see before the world goes quiet, you are doing something that will echo through your child's development in ways that science is only beginning to fully understand. You are building the foundation of secure attachment. You are teaching them that sleep is safe, that the world is trustworthy, that love does not disappear when the lights go out. And here is what I want you to do tonight. When it happens, when your baby finds your face in those last heavy moments before sleep, do not rush it. Do not look at your phone. Do not think about the list of things you still need to do after they go down. Just look back. Let your face be soft and calm and completely present. Let them have you, fully, for those few quiet minutes. Because the truth is, this does not last forever. There will come a night, sooner than you think, when your baby closes their eyes without searching for your face first. When sleep comes easily and independently, and without that long, last, searching look. And when that night comes, you will be glad you were paying attention during the ones that came before. You will be glad you knew what it meant. You will be glad you looked back.